Evening and welcome to another episode of Chilln with the Girls.
Yes, hello. Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Okay, so by way of a quick announcement, we will be rebroadcasting. We'll be showing the best of Chilln with the Girls episodes, as we will not be live this month of April. Okay, so tonight, as April is National Poetry Month, we have invited some ladies, some awesome ladies
Yes.
to come, very talented ladies, and they're going to share with us some expression with spoken word. And we're also sticking with our theme, Women in History, National March, Women in History. Yes. So again, these ladies are making history. Woo-hoo!
Yes.
Okay, so we're
gonna originals, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom, what'd you say?
Originals. They are.
Hey, come on now. Originals. That's right. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to start with Miss Gloria Gilchrist.
Before we start with her,
go ahead.
y'all to like this video, share it to all of your friends, your family, and everything.
Yes.
In fact, I need to share it. Right
yeah, now. I'm getting ready to share it too. Wait a minute, hold on.
Yep. Oh, and hit the notification button. I'm sorry, I forgot to say all of that. I'm sorry, that's my fault.
Okay. Subscribe. Have a subscribe.
And all of that good stuff.
Subscribe. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Now can we start with Miss Gloria Gilchrist?
Yes, we can. Yes,
can't wait. Talented.
So Miss Gloria Gilchrist is a poet on our show tonight. So Miss Gloria, can you tell us how you got started in poetry?
Well, I've always written. You know, when my children were growing up, I worked nights a lot. So sometimes when they came home sleeping, so I used to write notes to the kids. And then when I wake up, they would leave me notes. So I would read their notes before I would go to work. So I started writing some of the things. And then when they graduated and had their different accomplishments in school, I used to write little things to them, little messages to them. And so I started actually from there. That was the beginning of it. And then later on in life, I had a horrific automobile accident. And I broke up pretty bad. I was in the hospital for quite a while. So my children had a disabled mother to raise them. And in my trials of recovery from that, I became inspired because I had to wait. I had to have some patience. I had to exemplify what I needed to wait on the Lord for. So some of my writings is because of that, is how I really started.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So do you have like a favorite poem that you've written?
I have several favorite ones.
Okay.
And one I'm gonna read tonight is called Your Ships.
Your Ships?
Your Ships.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, let's hear one. That's fine. Let's hear Your Ships.
Favorite ones. Okay. This is Your Ships. We do have ships in our lives. When you don't know which ships to choose: friendship, leadership, fellowship, and relationship. We have to learn how to modify which ship we need to justify. Another ship to recall is ownership for your failures and your faults. Each accomplishments are times compliments. When docked with whatever ship it is, channel it in the direction to put your sail in place. Watch the waves as you venture out. Leadership for the following of the flow. For wherever you are feeling led to go. To please is not to always have prestige. To cultivate life is not always a breeze. It is not always what you rather. Climbing a ladder is one rung at a time. Relationships are a part of what we have. Fellowship and friendships are times we gather. These are ships that are set apart to be apart, even from the heart. When those predicaments present so strong, the range then changes as it moves along, tossed about and feeling left out. Whatever the purpose, stay your course. The tempests and the gales can make you feel like the sails. If there is a change in the range, remain in that sacred vein. The fellowship with God will bring ownership to your to your friendship. This friendship will grow into a fervent relationship. Now, the modifications of the ships have a chance for the change to transform, refine, and reflect. Guard the ship that you crave for God the waves. When you are having desolate days, there is a guardianship that is always in place. The Savior knows our thoughts from afar. He will be there wherever you are. Allow the Savior to protect, direct, and in our hearts connect. God's loving kindness is better than life. And me, and our lips should praise thee for the fellowship and relationship as he sustains us with his guardianship, a bountiful relationship. When we allow God to honor and manipulate the waves, to be the captain of the ship, we need during our wavering, as we follow the waves that will be the through the modification with the realization and the justification, accommodate ourselves for the ownership, for our salvation, in leadership, for guardianship, and a spiritual relationship.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow, wow.
Very nice.
Very
nice.
good. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Ships.
I can
Wow.
All about the ship.
Wow, that was so good.
That was good. Wow. Wow. Mm-mm.
So we have Kimberly Symptom. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Tell us a little about yourself and how did you get started?
Hello,
Great.
I'm Kimberly.
Kimberly?
So, I don't know what a little bit about myself would be, but I got started. I've been writing for a very long time. I know it's been since I was in elementary school, but I can't pinpoint the age. And I didn't really know that I was a writer. I just thought that that's what you do in school, like when you add, you subtract, you write. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh.
And some, teachers kind of pointed it out to me, and my family was very supportive, so I just wrote.
Wow.
Have any, or you just?
I didn't hear you.
I said, what was your motivation?
My motivation, back then, I'm not even sure what my motivation was. I just used to write. Like, it's just, I mean, I can't recall if there was a real motivation then. Now, you ladies know I'm very passionate about the gospel of Jesus Christ, but also just a way of putting how I feel on paper. I'm private in a way, because I don't really always share. Like, I mean, you guys will usually see me smiling. Like, I don't really, talk about a lot of issues. It's depressing. Who wants to hear about that? But it's also how I just, get how I'm feeling down, or things just come to me. Like, everything is inspiring. Like, everything. I probably think about things a little too much. Like, I feel like you can really get inspiration from anything, literally just walking out the door, looking at the grass. It's growing look at the trees. It's just everything is.
Writers can do that.
Uh,
Well, you might not be able to write about it, but you can feel something,
Wow.
like when you
Wow.
walk outside and see the sun shining, like birds chirping down, do something to you like this. No, okay.
I think it's
How about your family? Do you have writers in your family?
My aunt, I love her so much. She passed away, but she was amazing. I don't know how much she actually wrote like down, but she could make up a story like in a drop of a hat. Like and it would be exciting. We would all be sitting on the edge of our seats trying to figure out what happened next. My brother is a closet writer, so, but, yeah, that's who I can think about at this moment.
What do you have to share with us today?
So I have to share with you ladies today. Well, it's not titled, so I'll just share it with you and
Okay.
we'll take it from there. I wanted to write a poem that would change the world. I wanted to write about passion, about sacrifice, about love so great that it would change the fate of anyone who dare read it. A poem that would satisfy anyone who dare feed it to their emptiness. A poem that would give rest to the reader, turn followers into leaders. A poem that would break through the gray of every lie with the concrete answers to why. A poem that defies the odds, pointing its readers to God. So it only makes sense to write a poem about Jesus because he's the rock that leads us to the Elohim, the almighty being that exists outside of time and space, the creative power that refuses to let one word go to waste because he knows that not one can be voided. So on a mission to save a world that sin exploited, he sent us the word that was with him from the beginning to become sin without sinning. For the purpose of winning the victory over death on our behalf, I felt like penning a poem that would last. In a world that lives for the moments, I wanted someone to read about eternity, loyalty, slaves turned royalty, a poem that would draw the lost. So it had to be about a love determined to purchase our freedom despite the cost. In a world that has lost substance, I wanted a poem with real content, and it became evident that the subject would have been subject to tribulation and overcame to help me understand that I can do the same. In a world obsessed with fame, where everyone has a platform, Photoshop and theatrics are the norm, I wanted to hear a poem about a unique baby born in the most common of places. I wanted to hear a poem that dispelled in the midst of stereotypes and devaluation of human life. I wanted to hear a poem that dispels the rhetoric of racists, about a man that came to save souls, not faces, and with civil rights cases piling up by the minute, what feels like a never-ending fight. I just want to hear a poem about what's right, about the habitation of justice. And what I found is just this, that God is literally where justice lives. And any person having trouble finding it should give their position a second look. You'll notice that Jesus often took up for the abused and overlooked, condemning religious leaders and government officials for their hypocrisy, hidden motives, and self-serving observation of religious rituals. A pure poem, more about what's right than what's in, a poem that dares to offend those that have given more thought to tradition, position, and possessions than human life. A poem that was sacrifice, good reputation amongst the well-off, and boldly accept a seat at the cross. A poem that's selfless by definition, one that doesn't need recognition. It simply desires to refer willing patients to the physician. I need to hear a poem on a mission, one with depth, one with purpose, action-packed, holding nothing back. Edge of your seat vibes from the intro, a poem about an unlikely hero where the underdog wins. A poem that tramples over sin, standing poised to defend. A poem that is from the beginning, but still the amen. A miraculous poem, an immortal poem, an eternal poem, an evolutionary poem. But I understood that if I was going to undertake this kind of project, I would need the proper adjectives to describe the subject, but every predicate seemed inadequate to describe the origin of all things beautiful. And though my heart is full, my pen is just not sufficient to describe what is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. My vocabulary too deficient to characterize who is caring, but still the ancient of days. So an unashamed admission of defeat, with my arms raised, I surrendered my pen and offered a praise.
Woo!
God, have mercy.
Oh,
Have mercy.
Oh man. Have to hold back. Hold them back, Mel. Hold them back.
Oh,
Hold them back. Oh yeah, that was powerful. Wow.
oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Wow. That
so
was
good.
powerful.
I'm
Kimberly, you gonna mess up my makeup.
You still keep boo.
Oh,
y'all making me full, man. This
Oh
night is
man, this
amazing.
is
It's
great. Oh, this is
amazing.
great.
And
this
we
is
are
awesome. This show is called what?
express yourself.
Express yourself.
Expression. Come
Woo!
on, y'all.
And you know what? Some people have different ways of expressing themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
even
very
with
true.
poetry, writing, or whatever, the flow is different.
Yeah.
You know, the sound is different, the
Yeah.
feeling is different, all you know,
Yeah.
all those different things. So there's no right or wrong way
Yeah.
No,
Right.
of,
Right.
you know,
you
writing
still
your
feel
poem
it.
or, you
You
know,
still
getting
feel
out your feelings and
yeah.
emotions and stuff like that. So
Right. And whichever way, it's still powerful. You know,
yes,
the words itself, you know,
Yeah.
well, themselves, they're just powerful.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
man.
And
I
they
mean,
come
They,
from within.
Yeah.
they can
the
reach
Yeah.
anybody.
passion.
They
You
can
just hear
reach
the
any
passion.
level, anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know that's right. No matter the
Oh,
delivery, the words are powerful.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's just a
Touching.
gift. This is a show, somebody says, show enough gift from God.
And do you
Show
know who we
enough
have
gift.
on here, Mom?
Who do we have?
We have your niece, Danielle.
Oh, come on, niece Danielle.
Man,
Wow.
y'all, it's like
Our
every show is
cousin.
like, this is the best show. This is the best show. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we can barely hear you, Tish.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yeah, I said every show is like, oh, this is the best show. Oh no, that's the best show. No, this
Right.
this show right here, y'all. Oh my goodness.
Evolution. It's the evolution. So it
Man. So
Ah,
Danielle, tell us a little bit about how you got started writing.
So, as far back as I would say, probably elementary school,
Okay.
I became interested in dramatic reading. So, I participated in a dramatic reading contest and I won. And so that catapulted my interest in the arts. And from
cool.
there, you know, I participated in, you know, plays, theater. And then as I grew up, I began to just hone in more on my skills as a poet and develop my passion for writing. So I would say that that's where it started. And then it just grew from there.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. So do you I'm sorry. Do you have a favorite poet?
I wouldn't say I had a favorite poet in particular, but there are some poets that, you know, I can appreciate their body of work. A few in particular would be maybe Nikki Giovanni or Langston Hughes, you know, some of the older poets, but I admire some new and like local poets where they may be a little under the radar, but pretty much anyone who I just gravitate to, I would say.
Okay. Wow.
We
That's
just,
awesome. So I'm sorry, Tish, what'd you say?
No, go ahead, Mal.
No, I was just saying that's awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I remember Danielle, we were going to a family, what you call it? They had passed away and we were going to their service.
Celebration.
Yes.
Yeah. Going home celebration. We've been to so many. And she was in the parking lot and we needed a poem. I believe I asked her to do a poem. Well, she wrote a poem after she parked her car before she came into the funeral. And we were able to read that poem just like that.
Wow.
That's a true gift. Yeah.
That's a gift.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a
Big
gift.
time.
I
Yeah, because
like
it
to do
would
a
take
lot
me
of
at least a
freestyle
week.
writing.
Say it again,
What is that?
Danielle.
I'm sorry.
No, just to follow up with Aunt Lorraine, I like to do a lot of freestyle writing. So I very well may just, you know, write something just from the top of my head and, just go with it. I rarely kind of edit things. It's just however it flows on paper is normally how it'll flow from my mouth.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Wow, right?
Well,
Wow.
it's a true gift when you move a lot of people, because if you can do that in the parking lot, it will take me at least a couple of weeks or something like that. Then I'll have to practice it, let somebody else hear and all that kind of stuff.
Get
So
in the mirror. Look
right.
we each individually have their gifts. I mean, just like the first time I heard Mel sing, like as
Woo!
a kid,
Yes.
I know the focus is on poetry, but one gift, it doesn't trump the other. Like Mel's voice is just
So true.
always been so powerful, and Tish is like literally the whole family. So we all have, our individual, gifts and strengths. So
Yeah.
I would never put myself up against you guys when it comes to singing, but
Whatever.
All of us. All of y'all. Come on now.
What do you have for us tonight?
So I actually had a mashup of a few poems that I was gonna do, but did you want me to just do one?
Yeah, one for now, and then we'll call you back.
So just leading into this poem, I've had an opportunity to perform at a lot of anti-violence youth events. And so a lot of my poetry has been inspired just by the current events, and just, growing up in the inner city, I've witnessed a lot of things. And so these poems are inspired by that. So I'll share that.
Okay.
The eyes of the two men locked as the bullets played chess on the chest of the young boy's anatomy. And the look that came over his mother's eyes is how the eyes of the whole hood be, lifeless. And the shooter learned to always look a man in his eyes from his father, who was an OG. And this is where the pain begins and the cycle is continued, from a boy whose eyes have met death since the age of 2. When his older brother made the wrong decision, when he thought that being a man meant carrying a gun in his hand, but he was too slow to draw and his feet couldn't move fast enough, and he didn't realize that he wouldn't have the time to live and love long enough until he took his last breath. And his mother was left to raise her last born seed, whom most chastise and say he's a demon seed, but they don't understand that the feelings of pain have been birthed in his genes. And now at the age of 14, he walks around wearing $300 True Religion jeans, and his mother weeps at night because, dear Lord, he don't know what true religion means. See, leaving the hood was never an option, because working a 9-to-5 doesn't give him Coogee, Bulgari, Dolce & Gabbana options. So now he's fighting to make hood history. And there's no textbook for this legacy left behind, just a frail, easily torn, thin piece of paper that displays your date of birth, wake, date, and time.
Wow.
Wow. That's sad. That is
Wow.
Oh my
in
God.
the hood, inner city.
Yeah. It's the reality of a lot of people. So
Whew.
That is sad.
Yeah, that's why
You can feel it.
Baltimore needs
You can-
God, man. I'm
You can
serious.
feel
That's
it.
why Baltimore needs God.
Wow.
So it's so sad out there. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, man, y'all.
That's like reality. Like she said, that's a sad reality,
Yeah.
Wow. But then that kind of stuff hopefully can wake people up,
Yeah.
let them see so they can turn away from that, reality and make a change in their lives, And also sometimes poetry like that can help people understand what's going on out there,
Mhm.
because sometimes, I hate to say it, but when we're buried, in church and stuff, oh my God, we don't know what's going on out there.
In the
We
world.
don't know how
Right.
to even relate you know, huh?
That was my poem just now. Where is the church? We hear the preacher preaching. We hear the tambourine playing, but the people aren't in the street getting the people saved. Like, where is the church when the world is dying and lost?
Go
You
ahead,
for
sister.
making my tears go away.
Right, with her spoken word.
Oh,
She's doing that drag song. What's that drag song they do?
wait a
You
minute.
make my tears go
Monica.
away.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I just felt that. I just felt that very moment, you know. My
Yeah.
poetry just came out, you know.
I didn't know you
Oh.
had one.
You might need to
Wow.
put it back in. No.
Yes.
I need to work on that piece.
Supposed to stay in there.
Hey, Monica, how are you?
Having a great time. How are you, Tish? The flow, the vibe.
I felt it.
It's moving. It's moving on you.
I don't know what she felt.
I felt it.
I ain't feel nothing.
Wait a minute, hold
I
up. I think
did.
Danielle was kind of saying, like, stay in your place, you know, keep the mic, you know, and sing.
Right.
Look, she feeling it. She feeling it.
I was feeling it, y'all.
Now look, I
Yeah.
said I don't try to sing.
Man, I'm telling you, when I start working on it, y'all better watch out. I'm coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, go
You
back
been
and
around
sing.
the
Just
mic
get the mic
long.
and sing.
You've been
Tish,
around the mic too long.
stay in your
Oh,
lane. Stop
wow.
swerving.
So let's talk to. We might have talked to Monica. Monica, hi.
You know,
How are you?
I'm doing great, and I think that was a great break and transition for a topic that was really heavy.
Yeah.
I can identify with it directly because I lost my brother to violence in Baltimore City. So that's a very real, and it's a reality to me. And so I know you're going to ask me what inspired me. A lot of pain actually has and behind a lot of what I've written, but it's also the triumph and the victory that can come out of the pain that people suffer, that I've suffered. Thank God for Jesus, because he's the one that makes that difference. But, you know, in the time we're living in right now, and, you know, to echo some of the words that Kimberly said in her piece, you know, in the time we're living in right now, people need hope. People need to know that there's a way out, there's a way up, that there's someone who can make a difference. But Jesus is not coming back on the earth. He's coming through us. And so, you know, through the gifts, like you all said, they might look different, they're going to operate differently, but they can reach someone. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, so let me ask you, like I asked Danielle, do you have a favorite poet?
I echo Nikki Giovanni. I think she was probably the first poet woman of African descent that I really learned about and actually studied. And I just shared her recently with a student of mine. I'm looking at a piece she wrote called Legacy. So she's definitely one of my favorites.
Wow. Yeah, so have you been writing for a long time?
I've been writing. The first piece I can think about was I was about 15. And really, it was a poem that actually I turned and put to music. And so, you know, I think about the parable of the talent, and we know biblically it meant money. We use it in today's terminology of what people can do or act or sing and things like that. And the outcome was the person who had one talent, they multiplied it and they created and made it more. And so I prayed and I asked God to do that what he gave me, show me how to multiply it. And so from writing, it became, you know, songwriting. And so, and other things too, but between poetry, a song is just a poetry put to music. That's really all a song is.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. Oh, so we all can write then. We just, like Mel said, deliver different ways.
Yeah, you did all them songs. Yeah, y'all write it.
Yeah, you can write songs. Yeah, we can write songs.
Songs, right?
Oh,
Songs, yeah.
So Monica, what do you have to share with us tonight?
So I'm going to settle in on this one piece I wrote about 6 years ago. This is the first time it's being performed. And the piece is called Spiritually Deep. It is inspired from the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verses 1 through 5. And I'm just going to read the first two verses where it says, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ." I know sometimes it can be easy for us, and it doesn't have to be as a Christian or a believer, but we in our human nature can look on a situation or a circumstance or a person and condition and make a judgment about them before we actually take the time to think about, where they are, what they're doing. So this piece is called Spiritually Deep, just to give us something to think about. It's amazing to me how spiritually deep people try to minimize your pain and your struggle and your place in your walk to your healing and your growth, because it's easy to quote words and sayings without even knowing all about your fasting and praying and striving to be the overcomer that you already know and believe that you are, because you believe what Jesus said, but you just haven't gotten that far yet. You are on your way. You have started the journey from victim to victory, but that's just it. You haven't quit. You haven't turned around. You haven't lost hope. You're still walking forward. You're holding tightly to the rope of the lifeline of his promise. But sure enough, here comes someone who, if they did what Jesus did, just might say what Jesus said. He seldom condemned the one in sin who he knew that he could heal. No, instead, he always met them where they were and took out the time to find out where they've been before he began to speak, because he was spiritually deep. To understand, in the words of an Old Testament spoken artist, we are nothing but some dust. So please, when you meet someone who's on the street or on your job or in the way, and you might hear them say something that might seem like they're defeated, before you jump to repeat it, repeat some cliche scripture like, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." I know I can. Thank you. And right now, I'm learning to be a base, not to abound, being instructed to be hungry and not full, so that I can pull on his grace, his amazing grace, that as long as I stay in the race, I know I'll get the victory, because he's digging deep to get to the root of all my pain. You just happen to walk by when, in my process revealed, I'm still human, just as he was. And because of that, I forgive you and cover your fault with love. And I'll pray for you that the Father above will increase your sensitivity, since you sincerely just want to be spiritually deep.
I love it.
Wow.
I can only
Wow.
snap both of my fingers. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can clap.
Deep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We're going to keep moving. Come on, Sister Gloria. Miss Gloria, come on with another one. Oh my goodness. Y'all excited tonight?
Yeah,
I love
I'm blown away.
I feel like I'm getting full. Like you've been eating a whole lot of stuff. I'm getting stuff.
Yeah.
My stomach feel bloated. I'm
Okay.
No.
Okay, we're going to hear from Miss Gloria about for that note.
Yes.
Okay. My next poem is entitled Without God.
Okay.
This poem is about the things that God can do for you if you live a life that you don't understand who God is. These things that come into your life, know who God is, and you know that you cannot live without God. When the Lord is your shepherd, the insight of God's leniency with grace and mercy. The Savior not only supplies the need, the indescribable, desirable necessities, indispensable essentials, understanding the comprehensible difference, bring reverence. Being enthralled, enriched, and guided, and kept. Without you, God, what would we do? Where would we be? Thank you for watching, keeping, and providing for our needs, the fulfillment of what we lack, our deficiencies and inadequacies, to necessitate the strength and not to propel forward and be elevated onward, a strategically placed management. The various divine management, the various divine transport, evident and explicit moments, endured with prophetic promises that has enlightened, stimulated, and clarified our thought process. Trials offer strength and perseverance. Have faith and believe with consistency wherever we are and don't perceive. God, we know you can provide and intercede. We can treasure the measures through our endeavors, emulating and culminating as accelerates assured greatness as the Savior extends our day's dividends, an individual share of his extraordinary care. He is the multiplier of the passiveness when we are distressed. Embrace God's grace. He has an omniscient way as we keep our reserved place and space to be the receiver as he emulates the flowing of our blessings, invigorating the simplicity of our capabilities, the strength with endurance and passionate durability, the superior blessed moments through our challenging incidents, ways are prominent. Without God, without his promises for comfort and hope, how much could we endure while trying to cope? God's faithfulness is endless.
Wow.
Yes. Oh man.
Awesome.
Can
Yes.
I say something, please?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just saying. When I'm gonna call her. Can I call you Mama Gloria?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I just want to say when you were talking, you just remind me of like my mom reading a bedtime story.
Yes.
And I was thinking about, how you just, have your head on your mother's lap and you're just comforted and it's like soothing. And you like need that from a hard days of work, whatever. You just need to hear your mother's voice just, speak to you and then you can rest.
Yes.
So I just feel like,
I know.
thank you, Mama Gloria.
Oh.
I felt that same way, Melanie. I swear I did. I felt the same. It was so soothing and just
Yeah.
I felt at peace.
Yes.
I'm hearing it. Yeah.
Well,
I feel that.
Yes.
all of my poetry is inspiration.
Gloria.
To inspire.
I hate to go against the grain like this, but that poem you gave us the other night, I just loved it so much. How many minutes would it take you to do that? The last
Which one is that?
That was the very last one.
Which one was it?
Wait a minute, Mom.
Ma, we on a time frame, boo boo. My mother farmer.
Maybe at the end.
But that was a really good one. Wasn't that a good one?
It was so
Did I
good.
write it down?
Mama.
It was so profound.
But we're gonna
was a
go
good
through.
So
If
profound.
we have time, if we have time, Miss Gloria, we're gonna have you read that one too. That was a real.
That was
You
a
remember
really
the
good
name
one.
of
Yeah.
it?
Ma'am.
You remember the name of it?
I can't remember it.
No, it. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. I thought I did.
Y'all know how old Mama Gloria is? Miss Gloria is. How old?
Wait a minute.
What?
Does she mind if you tell him?
I don't mind it. Go ahead.
She don't mind. She
I just was
Happy
asking.
birthday last
I
year.
was just asking. Come on, Tish.
You know, seasoned people don't mind you telling their age.
Miss Gloria, I'm telling you to tell. You tell people how old you are. I'm just saying because of the way you're flowing. Go ahead.
Yes. I thought about
How
that.
old are you?
You want me to tell it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 85.
Woo!
85!
Flowing.
85!
Woo!
Come on now.
Man.
Oh, a gift is just a gift. It doesn't leave you.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah.
we keep going. We're gonna keep moving on. We got Kimberly coming back.
Yes. This is so nice. I told you I'm getting stuff. I'm going to have to do some exercises after this show because
This poem is called Full Moon. The moon is always a complete sphere. It is always full, always whole. The phases that we assign to it don't control its condition or existence, but merely gives a name to our self-centered perception of its magnificence. A magnificence that we will never fully see from our seat in the universe here on Earth. We are only privy to the 8 phases as the Earth and Moon circle through the paths that God's designed. As the sun shines, it illuminates just one side of the moon's surface, and we can't even always see this. What we see depends on position and time. You, like the moon, cannot allow people to define your magnificence. The names that they assign cannot control your condition or existence. Just because they are not privy to every phase that you cycle through doesn't make you any less beautiful. You are of God's design. Remain in his shine. He will position you in time. Mighty man of valor, a name implying bravery ascribed to a man hiding goods from his enemy, a title that just didn't seem consistent with Gideon's actions in that instance. From the ground he seemed more cowardice. How could an omnipresent God miss this? It didn't make much sense that God would choose present tense. He didn't say that Gideon would be, but at that moment Gideon is presently. Gideon was already his destiny. He was always full, always whole. The names we might have assigned to him could not control his condition or existence. He merely needed to cycle through some paths that not everyone was privy to, allowing God to put him into position. Shedding the thoughts and attitudes that kept people from seeing his magnificence. Excuse me, y'all. Let me get a little drink of water.
that's fine.
I don't know where that came from. Lord Jesus. Allowing God to put him into position, shedding the thoughts and attitudes that kept people from seeing his magnificence. God provided the shine, and in his time, others were able to see what God had always seen. A mighty man of God's design in full shine. You, like Gideon, cannot allow people to define your magnificence. The names that they assign cannot control your condition or existence. Just because they are not privy to every phase that you cycle through doesn't make you any less beautiful. You are of God's design. Remain in his shine. He will position you in time.
Wow.
Man.
God's design is what you call it?
Crazy.
I need these poems in my life.
That one was called what? What was it called? Full Moon?
Danielle,
Oh,
your,
my
your
goodness.
mom texted me. She was like, "Oh man, I missed the first one. Did Danielle speak yet?" I was like, "Well, she's getting ready to come on right now."
Lord.
Okay, Danielle, Miss Elle.
Oh,
I
my goodness.
really feel like Kimberly, right? Her poem is like the perfect segue into my poem because it's literally called Borrowed Time. So
Oh,
for
Wow.
itself.
That's
And
it.
and this poem was really inspired because I feel like I'm always chasing time, always need more time to do this. But in a perfect world, we would have all the time we needed to do all we've ever wanted to do, but we're all just borrowing, time. So
mhm.
I know I'm living on borrowed time. I hate watches. I feel like they're mocking everything I need to get done in order to pay my rent for occupying God's space. I'm reluctant to look homeless men in the face because my mind is constantly screaming, how long can they continue to wait to be disregarded in God's space? I'm living on borrowed time. All the people who've heard my words before are asking me when I'm gonna write more, when I'm gonna stop looking my past in the face, stand there and accept failure as my fate, never anticipating that my heart would begin to lose the passion that I have for writing for my life. I'm scared to go to sleep. My dreams are stealing the moments that I wasted while I was awake, the opportunities that I've been given to do better. I have the power to rule the world, I know for sure. My mother said she prayed for me to have that power since the day that I was born. And although my words may seem far-fetched, I put my power to the test. I stood in front of every bullet like I was a bulletproof vest and told life to give this man a chance. Katrina never happened because I opened my mouth wide and I told God to put his faith in me, and I held back the levees with the strength that he gave to me. 9/11 was a fictitious horror, one of New York Times best-selling stories, and no one lost their lives, and they all shouted, to God be the glory. And men and women, we were all equal. No such things as bosses, CEOs, CFOs, no depression, sequels. And when they ask me why I do it, I say I channel the spirit of Zora Neale Hurston, and I do it for my people.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I can't take any more. I can't
you see them something out, Tish? You getting faulted.
Tisha, do your rap again, Tish. Do your rap again.
I can't. It can't even come out.
I think I gained like 10 pounds.
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh.
we got to get to the Glorias if y'all can remember hers. But Monica, here we go, Monica. I can't. I'm serious, y'all. You guys are blowing me away.
Exactly.
Okay, I mean, spotlight Monica. Woo!
This piece is called Acronyms in Order. You are beautiful, made in the image of God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Woman, WOMEN. Well, okay, me engaging now. Female, forever embodying mitochondrial ancestry like Eve. Girly, gloriously imagining realities like the young. Daughter, doing a unique God-given honor to ever revere. Shoulder for sister, shoulder into soldier to equally relate and rely. Niece, near enough in closeness. Wife, worth investing in forever. Mother, my openness to him evoked rebirth. You are beautiful, woman, made in the image of God. Female, girl, you are fearfully and wonderfully. Daughter, sister, maid, niece, wife, mother. Acronyms.
Wow.
Acronym. Wow.
Wow. That's excellent.
I can't take it.
Man, I want to find that one poem.
I'm kind of full.
I need to write a poem. Wait a minute.
Come on, Melanie. Come on.
I'm gonna write it.
Grab your pen.
Come on.
All right, roses are red.
Go ahead, girl.
Violets are blue. Chillin' with the girls. Want to tell everybody in virtual land That was from my heart. I was expressing myself.
You go, Mel.
Did
Woo!
you find the poem that you read?
I know.
Woo, Lord.
I think I remember which one it was. I'm going to read what I think it was.
Okay.
Thank you, Melanie. Let's get
You're welcome, Mom. I'll come up with another one shortly.
All right. Thank you, baby.
It's called Our Source and Strength. When some situations are so complex, in your spirit, you are feeling vexed. There is a Savior who can provide you with whatever you need and what is next. The feelings of depleteness, the Savior is the supplier for your completeness. No shortcomings because of his promises. The deity, love, and admiration brings about the dedication of your source, the beginning of your situations, and the capacity of your capabilities. His purpose is his plan. Whatever he requires, he will be the supplier. The strength to stand firm in our circumstance. When we have a desire to conform, God is willing to assist us when we have the ability to endure. The quality is displayed, his excellency, as we surrender to the waymaker and provider. The source of your strength will be in great lengths. The extension of the duration, the accommodation with assistance, unfailing blessings come with perception and patience. The manifestations of your faith, his prescribed presence, is direct and persistent. How esteemed and profitable, precise and unequivocal. His grace is so sufficient and efficient. The love of God is so overwhelming. He is holy and worthy, the lifter of our head, and everlasting blessings. Comforter, peace I will leave with you. My peace I will give unto you. The source of your strength is in his promises to admonish, distinguish, and establish. Through the messages with emphasis, stay focused, attentive, and responsive. Be consistent and wise with our decisions. In your spirit, God can and will affirm his plan and provision. As a believer and a receiver, his plan will be confirmed and made clear, explicitly expressed, definitively applied, transparent with inspirational and favorable hope. Surely God will provide.
Yes.
I told you. I told you.
Right.
That was the one. That was it.
He will provide. Wow.
Ooh,
Good
nice.
stuff. Good stuff.
You are
Awesome.
beautiful.
Sing, Mel.
All right.
That's right.
Oh my
Absolutely.
I
goodness.
don't even know what
Wow.
to say for real.
Wow. You know, I wanted to ask if any of the poets had any questions for any of the poets.
That's good.
I did. I don't have a question, but I felt a connection with Danielle when she mentioned the dramatic reading. I actually won a dramatic reading contest in high school as well, and it was for the poem "For My People" by Margaret Walker.
You think?
Yes, I was like, yes, girl, okay.
Connection.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and even I think earlier Kimberly was talking about, how poetry is all around us. Like I literally feel, the same way. I feel like sometimes it's intangible and then, it's tangible. Like you can feel it, you can see it. And so, I identify with you too and just how you expressed yourself. I feel like it's just was a lot of like commonalities and, how you viewed the expressive, the word, the poetry.
Yes, girl, and I sent you a friend request on Facebook, so make you go here.
Okay, I will be accepted.
Look, if I'm like looking into the camera all weird, I'm on my phone, so I'm like trying to navigate and see everyone, because otherwise I feel like I'm just talking to the air. So if I'm squinting and looking, I'm just
I do the same thing, Danielle.
Wow. Wow. That's excellent.
Like
totally excellent. Yes.
Amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was touching. Like it was encouraging. Like I actually was being encouraged. It was like somebody was preaching to me, really. It was motivation, motivating me, and it was just everything. Like
yes.
It
was enlightening.
It was.
It's motivational, encouraging, and like they said, the peace.
And
all of that.
Gloria was saying to me the other day that she would like to have, I think she said she would like to be on a platform, something like this. It was words of that nature that she wanted to, and so she got her dreams, and you don't know what God has for y'all, and it's not over till it's over. It is not over till it's over. It is no age limit with God. God can use you at any stage, young or old. He's that type of God. He inspires people. Yeah.
Right.
So
God
is the God of everybody.
Yes, Antoinette right here. She said, "Love it" with the hands up emoji. She said,
"Oh, hi, Antoinette."
She said, "Women of power, God bless you all."
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Wow.
That's Daniel's sister.
That's Daniel's sister.
I don't have a question.
Okay.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. Just again, thank you all, Chilling with the Girls, for allowing us to come and share. I have been so tremendously blessed by our fellow poetess, and just very encouraged as well. Happy to be able to celebrate women, right? Just able to celebrate women and celebrate with women. And it's fantastic. And Melanie, if you want to sing that song, record it, you need to hook up.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna call you for the rest of the lyrics.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't get all of.
If you want to sing the ABCs, we'll take it.
Literally the ABC. She can sing anything.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Sing ABC.
Absolutely. Okay. So Tish, can you she said sing ABCs. Tish, can you remind our viewers about the month of April?
The month of April, we were not live, but I think we're going to re-air this show because this was really good. And it's Poetry Month, right? Didn't you say that? April?
That's right. April, National Poetry Month.
We are going to re-air this because this show was phenomenal, y'all. Like,
yes. And when you said
phenomenal person listening to phenomenal women.
And you said phenomenal. That's exactly what I put in my tagline. Phenomenal. Join and experience exceptional, phenomenal, exciting expressions of encouragement, enlightenment, and inspiration as these women express themselves.
He's a really God designer. What's that song by his original designers or something?
Something like Designer original.
A designer original.
Yes.
His position original. What?
Designer original. One of So thank you guys so much for tuning in with Chilling with the Girls. We will be back in May.
Yes.
We went through a whole season. We're going to season 2.
Yes.
Hey, we have a new look. We are revamping ourselves and we're trying to get stuff going. And we really want to look for a building to have like a studio and everything. We need to take this to the next level.
Yes.
So please share our videos. They are inspirational, they're motivational, and also informational with all the knows.
All of those.
Fish, real quick, where can we find Chilling with the Girls? Tell us all the platforms we can find you.
You can find Chilling with the Girls. We have our own Facebook page at Chilling with the Girls. We have our YouTube page coming up in May at Chilling with the Girls. We're going to have our pages on Instagram in May. Hashtag, I think it's at Chilling with. We're going to do all at Chilling with the Girls. But right now we are on Amazon TV. We are on YouTube, Facebook.
Roku TV,
Roku 360,
Apple TV.
What's Ken Rock? What's Ken Rock? Is that one of them?
That's 360. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see y'all next month. Take care. Bye.